The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour. And as always, what's important is that you're here at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And that I'm here at that time. And we can answer your questions live in real time. Anyway, of course, had a few things going on. Russia. Kind of what everybody was expecting, don't you think? I think a lot of people are blaming the market move on this. I'm not exactly sure how much it is. A lot of people just want to say 100% this and nothing else, but I have a feeling that it's a combination of everything. It's generally the last straw that breaks the camel's back, and certainly not good. Does it directly affect us? I think people are, at least in some areas, conflating a few things together, but I think they're conflating both Russia and China invading Taiwan and cornering the chip market. And we continue to see that kind of being the big thing. As we're coming into the market, I was looking for a test of 4250 on the S&P cash. And it looked to me from all my models, which I spent pretty much all weekend working on, that we had at least two more down days coming in before we probably would find some kind of low. And I didn't know if it would all be today or if it would be tomorrow. But it looked like in 2 days, we probably were going to have some kind of washout by then. And we're probably also going to have some kind of idea whether or not we're going to blow out the lows here today. And, of course, the first thing we want to do is look at volume. And is it kind of like it was when we blew out down to this level before? I think it's going to be a little light. 7.4 billion shares, which is not light for the last week, but certainly lighter than the first time we came down here and ripped and threw the baby out with the bath water. So could we get a tradable, not probably investable, but tradable low in the next couple of days? Well, it's going to be a photo finish today on volume, and certainly tomorrow. But I think what we're really looking for is what kind of volume we have as we bust 4250 on the S&P cash. I think I've been looking for this for the last couple of weeks, and we kind of got what we were looking for. It was just so hectic. Again, we're a headline-driven market, and it's a horrible one to invest in because you never know what one individual is going to do, and that tends to drive the market in the short term to the point where you'd be stopped out. And I'm not a big fan of trying to figure out what an individual will do. I kind of know what a lot of folks will do. But I'm not sure that it's Russia by itself. I think it's a couple of things. And, of course, you never know the laws of unintended consequences. I think you can draw a direct line to an aggressive, hostile policy toward crude that started over a year ago and drove it from 40 in the 40s up to almost 100 here. That gave Russia the kind of money it needed to fund a war. So, as they say, good intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. My friend's mom used to always say that. Canada continues to descend into madness. It is our biggest trading partner. And I'm just hoping they are not planning on trying to export the totalitarian and authoritarian view of world powers. If you missed it, and it's probably easy to, because we don't pay much attention to Canada. as I used to go up there every 2 weeks for 10 years for business meetings, I got to know Canada fairly well. I always told them I was going to buy Canada and turn it into a parking lot for our big fat American cars. Also, I told them the first thing I was going to do as king is rip the arm off the space shuttle and put an American one on it. They didn't like either one of them. But I like being the ugly American. If you tick off people in Canada, you're doing something incredibly evil. And, of course, I don't think it's gone through the Senate part of what they do, but it's gone through the House. And they basically said, civil rights, Constitution, it's all toilet paper. We'll just wipe our ass with it. So I don't know what the common man is going to do. But literally they're doing everything by edict up there. And it's certainly not something we want to come to the United States. We still have, even if it takes a year, the rule of law. It's not speedy, but it does eventually come around and toss out ridiculous and bad ideas. And, of course, lastly, the character changing of a 3-day weekend. That is what we were talking about, I think, on Friday. Friday's move, you had kind of an idea where if it was just Russia, we probably should have run higher into the weekend. But Russia, Canadian, I guess trampling old ladies and beating up reporters, kind of the stuff that you would think of in China and maybe in Russia, not something you would find in Canada. Maybe that's a little bit more of it, but I don't think there's a single individual cause. Anytime you read, or if you ever read, a accident report for aircraft, it's never one thing. It's a series of things that come together. And I think you could probably put the pandemic in there somewhere, but I have a feeling that if you take the root of everything back, the simple idea is the world runs on the flow of oil at free market prices. Us curtailing that lit the fuse on what we see today. 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com and say a prayer for our brothers to the north, Canada. It's a pretty short history thing, so we'll do it now.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1999, the first internet bank of Indiana opens, becoming the first full-service bank accessible only through the internet. Who knew it would take Hoosiers to start the first internet bank? And, of course, I figure about one day after that, your accounts were drained by hackers, but I don't actually remember exactly how that all worked out. But everybody banks by the internet now. And, of course, the older banks took a while to get around, but I even have a couple of bank accounts, and both of them are intermittent when you're able to do it literally online. We'll be back after this.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right. information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
As we return, we're going to start checking out the market today. Question about first one is on Roku. You have a little bit of a dead cat bounce out here today. Let's see what we have. Draw this. Okay, there we go. Come on. There we go. Well, you had a big gap down. You filled about half the gap. I think that's what you're probably looking for. A lot of people short on this one for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised to get some profit taking on it. Okay. Pete wants to know about Tesla. I suspect it's going to $600. He had kind of a, I wouldn't even call it a Gartley. It's, I don't like them when they're that asymmetric. The good thing about Tesla, if you want to go long, is that you have a fairly decent low volume test. But I think that's the rest of the market. This is probably going to bounce a little bit here in the short term, but I think this thing's headed to $600. 580, something like that. When we go back and look, yeah, it was 534, 546. So those are the May 19th low of 2021. And that's probably a more apropos short-term PE for the company than anything else. But yeah, you probably have, we'll see what how it closes today. Maybe a lot more volume comes in before the end of the day. But with an hour and 40 minutes left, you got a pretty good thing. But yeah, that's kind of it. Okay. But yeah, maybe you get a bounce back up to 900. That'd be, I think, the best case scenario. There's that nice gap that really is kind of still, I wouldn't say fully fleshed out, but 900 is probably resistance level. You'd have to have an amount of good news that I don't think is available, especially since things are getting tougher for them in China. Okay, what else do we have? 877-927-6648. I'd really appreciate your phone call today or your emails at path@tfnn.com. Other things we had in the morning. I think I deleted it. Had one of the subscriber asked me if it was good enough to have the futures test the low as we did overnight. If you weren't up earlier in the morning, I think we were down about 500 points on the S&P, or no, on the Dow when I woke up about 5:15 this morning. And I turned around, ran a couple of errands, took the dog for the walk, came back in, and we were back to flat on the day. I don't look at the futures on those indexes of being anything of merit. They are so thin these days that if you've got, if you could, if you're a big house, you can spend and buy maybe 10 contracts, the large contracts. You can probably move the market anywhere you want now, pre-market. It's just not that well traded overnight and in the morning. And are there some nice moves? Yes. But is there a lot of thought behind it? Is there some kind of pattern? It's just whatever is going on. It's like the wind blowing from one way and then the next. So I'm not looking at that being a deciding factor in what I'm trading during the day. I want to see a high volume low tested with lighter volume and during the trading day. If I have to miss the trade because I miss it, I will. But I'm going to say probably 75% of the time of trades that get tested with the high volume lows that get tested in the market by the futures only are still going to get tested eventually by the market itself. Okay. And see what else we have here. Okay. So we're off 65, is that right? Let me update it here. Down 71, almost 72 on the S&P cash. Nasdaq's off 254, Russell's down 37. Crude oil, it's just up $1.21. I think it was print 94 earlier in the day. I still think it's going to take a run at 100, probably this week. I don't know what's going to happen, maybe tomorrow, but that would be it. Okay. Question after earnings on Docu. I think Tom, I heard him talking one day that everybody uses a lot of these different systems, but one of the things you are looking for are light volume lows. You have pierced the low of January 24th. That was at 108.06. That had 9 million shares. You got less than 3 now. So at best, you're going to have 50% low. So I'm going to be watching this. If you get a market low, some kind of reversal signal, DocuSign looks like it would be primed to go higher. But again, I'm going to wait for the market also to bottom, not just DocuSign itself. Okay, so we can get rid of those. Okay. And a question about the TLT. Well, we had a pretty good bounce in here. Everybody tends to is that it? Okay. Yeah, I'm missing something here. Okay, let's edit that out. Get a percentage change, get that, save that. Okay, we can go back. Okay, so I can go to Roku. Okay, so on the TLT, yes, you have a bounce. You're filling this gap down that had about 23 million shares. Friday on the way up, you had 17.5 million shares. Today, a little higher high and only 11.5 million shares so far. So probably a fairly light bounce in a downtrend. These last candles here probably tell you a whole lot. Maybe something changes before the end of the day, but I do not think so. But yeah, light and variable is a good way to describe it. When you have 10, 15-point moves in the S&P over 5 minutes on nothing. No volume up, no volume down. Okay. Question about looking at workday. Okay. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As earn a question from the den. Who was it? Okay, Bob is asking about Boeing, or I'm not going. One of the things I dislike, I wouldn't say, dislike it, I don't like, is lighter volume bounces. And I want to see something significantly lighter. This is Boeing's bounce, if we go back to January 18th to 229.67 down to the January 28th low. When I look at my power law vector indicator number, what I do see is that you came from 7.7 to 6. If it would have been something like 7.7 to like 4.8, I might have looked at trying to run a short on it. You had higher volume back on the February 10th high, which is pretty good. What you don't like is the energy already on the way down, which suggests you retest 183.77. And I think this is actually the thing that could be the best thing for Boeing. I think a lot of people looked at the pandemic going away and wanted to get into travel sooner rather than later. As I said, I wasn't a big fan of everybody hopping on the cruise ship bandwagon. Can you do that? Is there a bandwagon on the water? I didn't like the other stuff. As I said, I thought the easiest one certainly was Airbnb. Airbnb, right? Okay. And which had middling, mostly it's more about the market, I think, than that. But you had a good day up on earnings to 191.73. You came into what ends up being two gaps back to back on the downside of Airbnb. That was a gap down on about 12 million shares. You did have 22 million shares on the way up. So for me, that one was the one that actually in this travel sector was one that was a little bit better. You are now coming back down to a double gap, and I like that. Now back to Boeing. What I'm thinking is that maybe you're just, I'm thinking a little bit ahead. I do like the idea that Boeing has a military arm, so if things run off the rails a little bit further, you do have that to fall back on for future growth. But at the moment, I think maybe this is like the cruise ships and some of these other stocks that took off on the end of the pandemic. I think they were about 3 months early. I would love to see Boeing put in a triple low, this time without the same kind of 11 million share low around the 185, 183. And it may take a little while for this thing to base out. But if you're thinking about buying it, that's where I would want to buy it. I wouldn't want to buy it any higher than that. And if you short the thing, I think you got probably an 80% chance you do test that 185, 183 levels out here. So that's it. Military and industrial complex grabbed the baton away from the I think I spent a little bit of time with some friends. What is Pfizer? Hey, what is Pfizer? PHZ, PH. What's Pfizer? PHY? Pfizer? What's it's one of those weird ones. PFE. I'll have to remember that. It's the second time in a week I've forgotten that. PFE. I think it's because I'm trying to, okay, it's PF. I want to go PY. Anyway, well, we're talking about, let's take a quick look at IBB. The reason I'm bringing this up is I was hanging around during the Daytona 500 with a bunch of attorneys who are movers and shakers around the United States on big claims, and they've got their fingers in the pie on this big whistleblower suit the government didn't want to have brought. And they're doing it on behalf of everybody, the taxpayer, because everybody wants to ignore the elephant in the room and what's going on in the vast vaccine industrial complex. But there's a lot going on with these guys, and I'm not going to say who they are, but at least in the attorney world, they're pretty famous. And the other thing going on, besides Pfizer having these big suits, which they'll probably lose, because I know they know who's brought the suit, and they got the goods on Pfizer, on some of the tests and everything else, and also some of the side effects that they're not talking about. So there's kind of a big thing there. Anyway, back to the IBB. Like I said, I think maybe we're a day away from making a low. We'll keep an eye on the markets here, but the volume's okay. Anyway, I want to see, like on the IBB, the January 28th low, that's 122.50. We got to 123.49, so what are we, 99 cents above that? You don't, with this kind of light volume, you don't necessarily have to go and pierce the low if it remains low back into the close. But my guess is you're going to have one more attempt tomorrow. It will, if it doesn't today, go through the 122.50. It will tomorrow in the morning. And if we get a turnaround, it's probably going to be late tomorrow or maybe Thursday, I suspect. But we'll have to see how the volume comes in today. But back to that. There are a lot of companies that have been doing some rather bad things. I talk about Facebook doing it. One of the things I did learn out from the attorneys is just how much money Facebook and Google and some of these other companies are shelling out to cover up their misdeeds. And we're talking about $10 million and larger settlements that are not being made public to the unwashed masses out here to settle some really egregious stuff that these guys have been doing, mostly on the side of privacy or using other stuff, or just out and out lying. Not surprised to see Meta, USL, still today a little bit lower, but maybe you might be finding some kind of low out here with the rest of the market. Two gaps right under 200. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
As we return, question from Zach about Palo Alto Networks. You're challenging the 455.76 low. That's from January 24th with just under 3 million shares with 1.72 million shares. If this would close under with 2 million shares today, probably okay. I know we've gotten a little bit of a bounce in the market, but yeah, I'm not ready to say it's over. I still suspect we're probably going to get some kind of thrust tomorrow down. But could we make a low today? I'm going to say 25% chance. I'm more thinking that probably more than a 75% chance it's tomorrow. But we're down 50. Is that right? Down 57 on the S&P cash. Yep, down 62. Making 5-point swings in the market. Anyway, Palo Alto Networks got, you'd have to have very light volume. My guess is as sour as the markets are now, you're probably wanting to see all of these previous lows tested on lighter volume and a close back into the trading range. And I think it may take a little bit, but most of my models say that at least 2 down days before we put in any kind of low or have a chance for any kind of low. Okay, so that's the first one. We got that one. Where do buyers come from for NVIDIA and AMD? Both of these companies may be a little ahead of themselves on the PE. But one of the two companies that I do think can make it up over time. Right now, I think a lot of people are thinking that they're not going to be selling as many computers as they sold over the last couple of years with the lockdown, and therefore there won't be the demand that there had been. I think that there's a lot of reasons for AMD and NVIDIA to sell new products, most of which is they can't satisfy demand now. So it's a tough thing. I wouldn't really want to be short these right now, but at the same time, you're waiting for the market to bottom out. You do have to like the way that AMD is at least going sideways here. This is more of a pattern than you would see if someone is buying at and has orders in at around the 115 level, because it certainly looks like that is where somebody big is stepping in. I don't know who it is. Let's take a quick look at NVIDIA. You got basically a 50% retrace here. Let's take a look at the retrace. Let's go a little bit farther back. So the 618 was 231. So you did that today. And, could this be right in there? It could. Again, if you get, I'm just wanting, you kind of are in that candle from January 24th, 208.88. I still suspect that if I want to buy something, it's going to be stocks that have proven the point. That's an old Wyckoff term, and that is go down, go below the low, do so on lighter volume, and I'm talking about a whole lot lighter volume. You're doing pretty good today with 44 million shares compared to the benchmark. I'm using that January 24th low at 92 million shares. So you got the light volume. You're into the candle. Do you get any lower, or do they start buying this before the rest of the market turns up? I would still wait till the morning before I made a decision. Like I said, I think I am going to err on the side of caution here, and that is a test of a low. It's got to break the low. It's got to do so on lighter volume and close back inside the trading range. Okay. Got a few more emails here. Let's check them real quick. Okay. And a question from Robert about Kamiko. I think you got to like this. It's maybe one of the better looking ones. We talked about this on Friday. Continues to look good. Nice move higher. 12 million and a half shares. That is from the 9th. That happened on earnings. You actually have pulled back into that with light volume. You may have made the low today. I still want the market to confirm that a low is in, and we haven't done that. This rally started a little bit too early in the session to turn into something more. I don't know about that so much. My sector oscillators are all saying that are generally 3 to 5 days early on giving a signal, and that means that tomorrow would be the first 3 of the 3 days. So I'm suspecting that we continue to see a little bit more of that. More mixed metaphors. I got a grab bag full of mixed metaphors. Okay. So that answers those two. Let's go back to what we have here. Just down 50 now. Just, we had the exact same thing on Friday. It was one of the reasons why I'm a little timid here is we did exactly the same thing. And in the last 20, 30 minutes, everybody piled on and ran the market back down. I'm wondering if I want to see a little bit more than a trade for the next 5 or 10 minutes. I want to see something that, we can get 2 or 3 days into it. Okay. But yeah, there's some of this stuff is bouncing already. I can see that already. Okay. What do I think of the SMHs? Let's see out here. Well, you certainly have lighter volume on this. You're going back into 11 million share low. As I said, this is looking pretty good. Did we get the washout today? I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, your odds go up waiting for tomorrow. Especially, my thought is maybe you have a nice close today. They push it down at the open tomorrow, and maybe that's it, or maybe later in the day tomorrow. But I'm just not feeling it quite yet. But I think we're within 24 hours. Okay, we got one more segment left to go. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're going to go right to Jeff, Philly. Jeff, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll make it short.
Give me a full report.
I was wondering why futures don't have theta time decay like options do, since they both have expiration dates.
Because it's built into it already. You kind of caught me. It's a very good question.
You made the mistake of asking for questions.
Yeah, I'll answer that tomorrow. I have to think about that for a while. The real way is the way that they're priced, right? Now, on options, you have premium, and those premiums decay over time. You do have a bid and an ask, and that spread of buying and selling is I'm going to call it a minor part of buying the option, where you actually have a much bigger upfront cost when you buy a future and you have to turn around and sell it. So I'm going to say it's kind of built into the price, the spread on that, but I'm going to have to think about that a little bit more because that is a very good question. I'll give you a gold star for that one. What do you have an answer?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an answer?
Oh, no. Actually, I thought of that today. I was thinking about that today, and then I heard you ask for questions that you'd appreciate, questions. And I thought, let me ask Dave.
I will. I'm going to just say, when I think about it, it's just built in to the spread when you buy it. So you're kind of paying up front for it, opposed to an option which is kind of just decays over time. But very good question. That's not something I get every day. Save up some more of those really good questions.
I can't call anymore.
Huh?
I won't be able to top that. I guess I cannot make any more calls to you.
I will think about it and give you the true answer tomorrow.
All right, thank you,
Sell
sir.
when you can, not when you have to. We will see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people.